Hello Cowboys Nation, welcome to another video, and without further ado, let's get to another round of news from America's team. Jerry Jones makes another ridiculous comment about Cowboys defense. In the first 4 games of the 2025 season for the Dallas Cowboys, the defense has allowed 24, 37, 31, and 40 points. To say the Cowboys' defense has been bad would be an understatement, as it's been much worse than anybody should have even imagined. While moving on from MICAH, Parsons certainly had an impact, the Cowboys' defense must improve if they want any chance of being a competent team moving forward. With Jerry Jones also believing this is a playoff team, that's something he'll have to fix ahead of the trade deadline if he thinks that. When speaking to reporters about how the defense has looked, however, it doesn't sound like Jones is too worried as of now. Instead, he believes the offense will find a way to improve as the year goes along, and that it even did so against the Green Bay Packers on Sunday. "If you felt it, even though they scored 40 points, our defense improved as that game went along right before your eyes," Jones said, per the team. "And we did make some stops that were out there that were key stops against a fine offensive football team in Green Bay. So, I think your eyes didn't betray you, and that we got better as that game went along. That's what you're looking for." Regarding points scored, the Green Bay Packers scored more in the second half than they did in the first half, so Jones' comments would statistically be incorrect. However, there have been some instances throughout the year where the Dallas Cowboys defense has looked fine. Sadly, for the most part, it's something that hasn't been up to standard. Had the Cowboys not moved on from Parsons, they might be in a better spot. However, Parsons was fed up with what Jones was doing, and it was clear. Jones responded to Parsons' comments about him not being man enough to tell him about the trade when it happened. "I really don't want to respond to that at all," Jones said when asked about Parsons' comments. "But that phone call thing got stopped when he told me to take his number off my dial. It was don't call him anymore. So I quit those calls." Cowboys dealt more bad news as CeeDee Lamb remains sidelined. The Dallas Cowboys are already thin at wide receiver heading into Week 5, and the situation could get even tougher. Speedster Cavonte Turpin is in danger of missing Sunday's matchup against the New York Jets after suffering a foot injury during last week's 40-40 tie with the Green Bay Packers. The availability of Cavonte Turpin is in question this week because of a foot injury coming off the Green Bay game, per sources, ESPN's Todd Archer reported. He was not on the field during open portion of practice today. Turpin has carved out a role in the offense as both a receiver and runner, totaling 159 yards on 13 catches and another 23 yards on the ground. He's also a 2-time Pro Bowl returner who just delivered his best game of the season, racking up 175 yards on 6 kick returns against Green Bay, including a pivotal 45-yard burst that set up a late touchdown. The Cowboys rewarded Turpin's playmaking ability with a 3-year, $18 million extension this offseason, but his potential absence would be another blow to an already depleted receiving core. Cowboys star CeeDee Lamb was injured in Week 3 during a loss to the Chicago Bears. He sat out last week, but the Cowboys have yet to put him on injured reserve. That would force Lamb to miss at least 4 games. Lamb has been progressing well in his recovery and has shed his walking boot this week. He was on the practice field on Wednesday, getting in some work. The Cowboys have yet to make a ruling on Lamb's availability this week, although it seems unlikely that he'll be on the field. Cowboys coach Brian Schotteheimer gave an update on both Lamb and guard Tyler Booker on Wednesday. "They're doing good. Progressing well. We'll see how the week goes," Schotteheimer said. With uncertainty around Lamb and Turpin, the Cowboys did make some wide receiver moves this week. The team signed veteran Paris Campbell to the practice squad and promoted Ryan Flournoy to the active roster. Campbell was a second-round pick in 2019 of the Indianapolis Colts. Campbell was previously with the Cowboys during the preseason but was released after sustaining an injury. Campbell collected 97 receptions, 983 yards, and 5 touchdowns over 4 years and 24 starts in Indianapolis. He later had one-season stops with both the New York Giants and Philadelphia Eagles. While he didn't see the field during Philadelphia's playoff run, Campbell earned a Super Bowl ring with the Cowboys' NFC East rival. Lamb is an irreplaceable talent. However, George Pickens has been doing a solid job in his absence. Pickens had 8 catches for 134 yards and 2 touchdowns in the 40-40 tie against the Packers. Cowboys urged to make a trade that would instantly prompt Eagles fans' nightmares. These days, it feels like both Philadelphia Eagles GM Howie Roseman and Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones haven't seen a trade idea come across their desks that they didn't like. Nobody has been wheeling and dealing more than these two teams over the past couple of years, although the Eagles are typically adding great players rather than trading them away. But that's neither here nor there. As the NFL trade deadline approaches, all eyes will be on the Eagles and Cowboys once again, because you never know when these two teams are going to pull off a blockbuster deal. A recent post on SI.com outlined one trade for every NFL team, and the idea they suggested for the Cowboys would give Eagles fans some nightmares. Here's what Sports Illustrated had to say about their proposed trade idea. Making the playoffs is unlikely without the defense showing some improvement. The Cowboys desperately need pass rushing help, and the Dolphins have a surplus at the position. Bradley Chubb, 29, is in the midst of an impressive comeback season after overcoming multiple significant injuries. He might never regain his top form, but with 3 sacks this season, it's clear that he remains a quality pass rusher, Matt Verderame wrote. Matt has a great point. The Dallas Cowboys' latest game against the Green Bay Packers is a perfect example that they are unlikely to go far this season, given the current state of their defense. As well as Dak Prescott has played this year, it's pretty clear that the defense in Dallas is going to limit their ceiling to 8 or 9 wins at this point. And because Jerry Jones has made it clear that he believes he can win a championship with Prescott as his quarterback, don't be surprised to see him get aggressive and make a move like this if it presents itself. If the Cowboys make a trade like this, you can almost take it to the bank that Eagles GM Howie Roseman is going to find a way to answer it with a move of his own. What do you think? Like, comment and subscribe to the channel.